All right, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. So my name is James Morale. I am the Director of Prevention and Outreach at Hopeful Horizons. We want to welcome everybody to our annual Take Back the Night event. And I want to note that this is our first in-person Take Back the Night event since 2019 due to the COVID pandemic. So it's great to see everyone here in person and to be able to fellowship with everyone in attendance. So thank you all for coming out this evening. Yes, yes. So as I said before, collaboration matters. It takes all of us in whatever capacity that we have to help to work together to bring about an end to sexual violence. So what I want to do now is welcome another one of our major community partners, someone who always is a part of our annual Take Back the Nights, a very close partner of ours, Solicitor Duffie Stone. I know I saw him. Oh, here you go. Solicitor Duffie Stone, our 14th Circuit Solicitor.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, James. James gave you a little bit of the history of this event, and I'm going to give you the rest of it because this is one of my favorite events, if not my favorite event, that I've been involved in at this point. I think it's been about 11 years. And so, first of all, to Hopeful Horizons, thank you for not only sponsoring this, but thank you for inviting me to speak. I've always been honored to come here, and I really enjoy it. And what I really like about it is the purpose behind this rally, and it is a rally. That's really the main thing, I think. And I know James mentioned earlier that this started in the 70s. It started in the 70s here. It started in the 70s overseas. It was all as a result, interestingly, of not only a murder that took place in Philadelphia by there was a young microbiologist named Susan Spieth, who was murdered in 1976. Not very far from her home. She was stabbed to death. And about the same time, there were 13 women in Yorkshire, England, that were murdered as well. All of these women were murdered at night. And so these rallies started not only in the United States, but all around the world. And the rallies started in literally today and all days just like this. Every place from Portland, Oregon to Portland, Maine, there are college campuses, courthouses, they're having these type of rallies. But it wasn't the murders that caused the rallies. It was everybody's reaction to women when the murders took place. Because what the governments in Philadelphia said, what the governments in England said were, women, don't go out at night. Don't go out at night, it's not safe. So what the government basically did was they gave a curfew to women. They took away women's freedoms to walk the streets whenever they wanted to. And that didn't sit well in the birthplace of freedom. And it didn't sit well in the rest of the world either. And so now you have these rallies, and these rallies are supposed to be rebellious, empowering events, because it's all about your freedom. It's about our freedom. It's about the freedom to walk the streets whenever you want to. And the same type of mentality that says it's not okay for women to go outside, the same mentality that says you surrender your freedom to a criminal, is the same mentality that asks a domestic violence victim or survivor, why don't you leave? It's the same mentality that asks a sexual assault survivor, what were you wearing? And these things are unacceptable. That is an unacceptable phrase, and that's where these rallies come from. And in fact, I don't know if y'all know this, Kristen, I don't know if you knew this or not, for years they wouldn't let men come to these rallies. Thank you for rethinking that, because otherwise I'd have had 11 years. I wouldn't have been able to come. But that's what I think is so special about this particular event, and that's why I really enjoy coming, and I enjoy being a part of it. But the empowerment of survivors, to me, is the key to this rally, but it's also the key to the partnership that we have with Hopeful Horizons. We have this same partnership with BACA. My favorite, I like to refer to them as my security team. Where are my bikers? Where are my bikers? I love you guys, man. You guys are great. Hopeful Horizons, Low Country Legal Assistance, the Low Country Coalition for a Healthy Youth, BACA are all partners with us in the Family Justice Center that is no more than 2 miles away from here. And that place is sort of a one-stop shop for survivors of crime, whether that's survivors of sexual assault, or survivors of domestic violence. And this place is something that I have really been particularly proud of, and I say it's our center because it is our center. It's not just the solicitor's office, it's the Hopeful Horizons. It is BACA, it is the Low Country Legal Assistance. If we have a victim or a survivor of domestic violence that comes in meet with me, they also meet with Sarah McKenzie at Hopeful Horizons. She can provide them counseling, she can provide them emergency shelters and things that we normally don't, but they do it right here in under the same roof. If these survivors need help with a restraining order, we can walk them down the hall and introduce them to some civil lawyers that do this free of charge. If there's a child involved and they need support, we introduce them to a very empowering, very imposing group of bikers that will hang out with them. And so these actions of empowerment, I think, are crucial. The first family justice center that I ever saw, the person that showed it to me was the district attorney in Salt Lake City. And he showed me and he introduced me to all of their partners, and I walked through the place and he left me, he said, I got a question for you. You know, we spend a lot of time talking about convictions and putting domestic batterers in prison and all this. He goes, how many survivors have you helped? How many of you helped? Well, this center has been open since October of 2019, and 1,579 victims have walked through those doors. 425 of them had forensic interviews done by Hopeful Horizons at this center. So the answer to Sim's question is a lot, and we plan on keeping it going. To me, that is what all of this is about: empowering and giving the survivors of sexual assault, giving the victims of domestic violence the support that they need and the empowerment they need. And the Family Justice Center is just one way we can do that. There are over 100 Family Justice Centers in this country. There is one in the state of South Carolina, and it's 2 miles from here. Thanks so much to Hopeful Horizons and BACA and the rest of you guys for making it possible. Thank you for having me.
I want us to hear from our local sexual assault nurse examiner. The work that she does is vital to support and caring for victims, collecting evidence, and being one of the first to respond when a victim presents at the hospital for an assault. So with that, I want to invite up Nurse Jennifer Talley.
Good evening, everyone. It is an honor to be here with you all tonight. Tonight is a night of taking action, celebrating survivors, and spreading the message of hope. It is a night to unite and take a stand against violence. I want each of you who are here tonight to leave with a sense of empowerment and a sense of peace. And if you've been a victim of sexual violence or any type of violence, I want you to leave here deeming yourself no longer a victim, but a survivor. Because that is what you are. You are a survivor because you're here. My message tonight is healing is possible. When you leave here tonight, not only do I want you to feel empowered, but I want you to truly believe that you can heal. You can regain yourself. When I provide care to those who've been victimized, it is my goal to give back the control that was lost at the hands of the offender. It is my goal to help you regain your voice, to give back the autonomy of your body and the power to stand up against those who sought to destroy you. You have a story to tell, and I'm here to listen. I'm here to provide comfort during a very difficult time. I'm here to advocate for you. I'm here to help you begin your journey from victim to survivor. I'm here to help you begin your process of healing. The effects of what happened to you are not to be taken lightly. In fact, the effects can be felt for a lifetime. There's no expiration date on trauma. There's no right or wrong way to heal. It is a very individual process that is not to be judged or criticized by anyone. Trauma can change who you are as an individual. It is not discretionary. It affects people of all shapes, sizes, color, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, and gender. You are not alone. Your healing may look different from everyone else's. You may have feelings of hopelessness, defeat, helplessness, anger, sadness, anxiety, resentment, or a wide array of other emotions. They're all normal and it's okay to feel however you feel. You're entitled to that. Your feelings should belong to you and should never be dictated by someone else or someone else's actions. With that being said, if you haven't already, I want you to take your first step towards healing tonight. Take a step to break the chains that imprison you. I encourage you to forgive. And as audacious as that may seem, forgiveness takes control away from the offender. Forgiveness is actually a gift to yourself. This action is yours. While the concept may seem like you're gifting someone who is undeserving, in fact, you're gifting yourself with freedom. With forgiveness, you take away the power to control your thoughts and emotions. Forgiveness is incredibly powerful. It gives you control. The power and control that you're entitled to. The power and control that you deserve. I'm not asking you to forgive the acts or the pain that was inflicted upon you. I'm not asking you to forget your experience. I'm asking you to take action and to take back your emotions. In closing, I want to thank you for your time and attention. I want to thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of so many of the victims that I've provided care for. I want to thank you for trusting me to provide the compassionate care that you and your community very much deserve. Tonight, I encourage you to take the steps towards becoming a survivor. Know your worth. Don't ask for it. State it. Do not accept anything less. I challenge you tonight to take back your voice, to take back yourself, to take back the power that was stolen from you, and to take back the night.